What if you could ask your chair where it came from? What would it say? If you turned it over, it would probably say it was made on the other side of the world. Most likely, you bought it from a big box store or maybe online. But this is where the story ends. But what if your chair could tell you more, like who made it, out of what materials, maybe even the history of those materials? The chair from the big box store wasn't made there, so where did it come from? That chair is made from materials sourced from around the globe that are then shipped to a factory in Southeast Asia. The finished chair is shipped across the ocean to ports lining the west coast. From there, the chairs are moved out on trucks, delivering them to stores across the country. This whole process releases a huge amount of CO2. So let's go back in time to the height of the American Industrial Revolution. This revolution was powered by many natural resources, including iron, coal, and oil. One of the most important resources, though, were trees. With the growth of industry came the growth of cities. Houses were built for people working at the factories, but over time, these factories, along with their jobs, moved overseas. And without jobs, people moved and the houses were abandoned. Diebold recognizes these houses for what they are: standing, salvageable collections of our natural resources. A single house contains an average of close to 12,000 cubic feet of salvageable and recyclable materials, and enough wood to prevent 46 trees from being cut down. This is a huge amount of embodied energy, energy that went into the harvesting and manufacturing of these materials, energy that is lost if the house is demolished and tossed into a landfill. As of 2010, there were 19 million vacant homes in the US, with 33,000 in Detroit alone. If all 19 million homes were deconstructed and an average of about 12,000 cubic feet salvaged from each, you would have 223,972,000,000 cubic feet of material. This is enough to fill the New York Giants Stadium nearly 3,500 times, or, if made into half-inch flooring, enough to cover the entire state of California, with enough left over for West Virginia. This would also be enough salvage wood to build 134 million new homes. With average annual rates of new houses built in the US, this would be enough wood to build for the next 89 years, nearly a century without needing to cut down another tree. So what if your chair said it was made from your old high school, or your childhood home, or the factory that your grandfather worked in? And what if it created jobs for all of these people, and it told you their story as well? So this chair tells you its full history, the stories of the materials, buildings, places, people connected to its creation, while this other chair doesn't have much to say at all. So which would you choose? Diebold strives to advance the material reuse industry, fostering connections between people and businesses, and providing a platform for the sale and exchange of materials and products. The key is education, which includes changing and improving the perceived value of reclaimed materials through the power of storytelling. Every object and material has a past, and by preserving and mapping out the connections to other materials, buildings, people, and communities, you discover its rich narrative, a story that you could be a part of. Diebold facilitates the creation of intrinsically local jobs, jobs that help rebuild communities while preserving their history. To find out more about Diebold, visit us at d-build.org.